What's up guys, welcome to today's episode. You're going to be following me around as a personal trainer and online coach living in Bali. Today we are in Canggu. It's one of my favorite parts of the island. There is a lot to do, a lot to offer, so I'm very excited to have you guys joining me today. We're starting off at Zin Cafe, so just having a nice little coffee and getting a few client check-ins done, a little bit of work, so that at least we can go off and enjoy the rest of today. You're going to be following me around as we hit a nice little training session, going for awesome lunch. I'm going to show you what I eat in a day as well, and I hope that you guys enjoy the journey with me in Canggu, Bali. So normally before we go to the gym, we don't have sugar. So before training, I'm just gonna have a nice little black coffee. I try not to eat, I try not to fill myself up. I don't really feel like you need the energy first thing in the morning. You don't actually need food as fuel. If you've had a good night's sleep, then you should be pretty energized to go and get a strong session in. So all we're gonna be doing is a double Americano, nice and black. If you've seen one of my most recent reels about BBC, keeping a BBC big black coffee is the only way to go if you're looking to stay energized and also suppress your appetite so that you can bank some calories later on in the day, which is what we're doing because we're going to go and have a really nice big lunch. So black coffee for the win, and we're going to head into a few client check-ins now as well. I like to try and get my work done as early as possible so that we can go and enjoy the rest of the day. So it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock now, and if I can get my work done in the next, let's say 35, 40 minutes, then at least it takes a little bit of stress, a little bit of pressure off for the day, and we can go and have a little bit of fun together. So I'm actually busy setting up a client right now, and one of the really awesome things about setting clients up is that it is a very bespoke experience. What I first do when jumping on a call with someone is, of course, have a transcript, have a note taker of that call, so I can always go back to the information that we would have obviously discussed when onboarding the client. Things that we discuss would be obviously the client's fitness background, their current lifestyle and the goals that they want to work towards. Obviously, my coaching approach and how I can potentially help them. There would be proposed training structure that we will discuss, and that's where I will step in and obviously say, great, this is the proposed training structure that we want to work with. Nutritional structure, this is what we need to obviously look at for the next couple of weeks and months ahead. So even if the client does not come on board, they can still walk away with a completely bespoke structure that they can go and do. Taking a lot of this information, obviously the nutrition and the supplementation is something that we would be talking about on the call. What are my actionables? What is this potential client's actionables? And then taking everything that I've received from them, we're then going to actually start setting them up bespokely, right? So this is where we're going to look at their daily step count. This is where we're going to be putting their programming together, their training. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing this morning, is just taking all of that data and actually making it actionable. And it's a very exciting time because this client is going to start tomorrow on a 9-month journey with me, and I couldn't be any more excited. All right, next up, we are going to be programming 3 months of a client of mine. His name is Yapi. He has just won 3 months free coaching with me off the back of a 90-day shred program that we released back in September. He has absolutely blown it out the park. He looks absolutely incredible, and a complete 180 from who he was in the beginning. So we're going to be extending his program this morning. So I'm going to be writing the next 3 months of his programming. Visually, where do we want to put a little bit more training volume so that we can continue to achieve balance, proportion, and symmetry in the physique, and of course improve his athleticism. I'm putting Yapi's phase together right now, and the way in which I've done this would be into 4 sessions per week. So that's the availability that he has to allocate towards training. And we're doing it in a upper-lower split. So we've got 2 upper body, 2 lower body. So with each workout, we've obviously got different target areas for that workout. The upper body A would be more anterior based with posterior, but predominantly anterior based. So we're looking at chest, shoulders, tricep. If we look at the upper body B, that would be more posterior based. So we're looking at back, traps, rhomboids, but those would generally be upper body based. That would be the most conducive if someone is going to be training back to back, 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. We are currently now programming session 1, which is upper body A. That kind of structure and setup would look like dumbbell flat, dumbbell chest press, standing dumbbell bent over row. Then of course we have the dumbbell shoulder press, and then a kneeling single arm shoulder press. And then we're going to be going into a bit of a master set, which would be seated dumbbell bicep curls, a dumbbell windmill, so we're going to be getting a little bit abs, a little bit of torso in there, dumbbell tricep skull crushers, right, so we're working on the tris, and then a hollow hold, which is once again going to be looking at abdominals and core. It's going to be a really, really hard workout for Yapi, and I know that he is going to absolutely crush it. Let's go train. We're going to head off to Surya Gym in Canggu. We're going to go and train some nice upper body. So we're going to probably do a little bit of chest, a little bit of shoulders, catch a nice pump for the day, and then we're going to go and grab a nice bite to eat afterwards. So we are at Surya Gym, and one of the things that I really like about coming here is that they've got a great setup, not just with the training space, but they've also got a really awesome co-working space, a great restaurant, and just an awesome place to chill, hang out, and be healthy. So this is where we're going to hang out for the next hour to 2 hours and get a really strong workout in. And we've also got a few doggo friends over here. So yeah, we've got good company today. I think it's going to be a good workout. So we are here, we just got changed, and now we're ready to go and get some warm-ups in. Probably going to be starting off on, let's say, some form of a press. We're going to overhead, we're going to be working a little bit of incline, and then we're going to be going into the main compound for the session, right? So normally what I like to do is a progressive working exercise, and then actually find a main exercise for the whole session. Let's go, guys. So we're just going to be warming up the rotators. So we just want to make sure that, of course, the shoulders are ready to do that and to give 110%. Before we get started, actually what's really helped me in terms of warm-ups is not necessarily doing all of these banded exercises, but actually just doing warm-ups with the exercise, right? I'm just going to warm up actually using the bar itself, and just maybe go for 1 to 2 warm-up sets on just the bar, maybe about 10 to 12 reps, and then we should be good. We should be getting used to the range of motion, the form, the tempo, and then once we have kind of got that nailed, then we're going to start adding a little bit of load. Methods that I carry through all my clients' training and also myself is reps in reserve. I normally go for 1 to 2 reps in reserve. So basically at the end of a set, you ask yourself, how many more reps could I have done? If the answer is, let's say, 3 to 5, that's your cue to go heavier, right? But if you could only do 1 to 2 more before hitting failure, that's actually where you want to stop. So you can hold a little bit of energy, hold reps in reserve, so that you're not burning out in the first or the second or even the third set, right? And then your performance diminishes. So we want to carry energy, and then in those last sets where it counts the most, that's where we want to take those conserved reps, conserved energy, and get our bang for buck on the last set, which is what we're doing today, by the way. Because we are going to be carrying a little bit of energy and a little bit of reps over into the main exercise, which I mentioned is going to be the bench press. We're just going to be going for about 6 to 8 reps on these sets. Okay, so it's still progressive, still going to be lifting heavy, but we're not going to be taking ourselves to failure on our first exercise. onto the flat bench press today. We've obviously done an incline movement, so we've worked the shoulders, and now we're just going to start bringing that a little bit more level to the chest itself. And not looking to set any PBs today, but we are going to lift heavy. So let's go, baby. Whoa, that last rep was a little bit messy. Not proud of that, really not proud of that. Pack your weights away, kids. Nothing more of a pet hate than people that leave their weights on equipment. Literally, I don't understand it. I just do not understand it. Damn, baby, all I need is a little bit. We are going to be keeping the volume not super high, so that we can obviously come back in 2-3 days and work on the same muscle group again. So rather looking at weekly training volume instead of high amounts of session for session volume. It's all good, baby, baby. Whew. Not a bad way to finish the weekend. Whew. Alright, so we are done with training. We're going to head on over to Superfood in Canggu. Superfood is one of my absolute favorite restaurants to eat at because you can make your own protein bowl. Let's go, baby. Woo. So we are at Superfood Canggu, and we're going to have a really nice post-workout lunch. And one thing to actually just let you guys in on is that my lunch and my dinner generally look the same. So you guys are going to get a glimpse into what I'm going to be having for lunch and for dinner today. There might be a little bit of variation, but we're obviously going to keep it high in volume, nutrient dense, high protein, and just all around making sure that we're getting in our proteins, our fats, and our carbs with the next 2 meals that I'm going to be consuming. Let's go, baby. So we are going to get started on some romaine lettuce. Thank you. And then it'll be the same for both. Yeah. Then we're going to go for some carrot noodles, and I would like some raw zucchini noodle. Yeah, and it'll be the same for both. And favorite food in the whole of Canggu. Right, so one of the things now that we're going to be doing, besides for eating, is I'm going to probably be taking the laptop out again. It's now lunchtime, so this is kind of like the time that most of my clients wake up. And that's where obviously we want to look at their feedback forms, what's working for them, what's not working, what they need help with. So at least for the week ahead, then I can plan when jumping onto check-in calls with everyone, obviously what needs to be programmed in, what needs to be programmed out, What are the things that we obviously want to look at, to fully optimize each client's journey. So that's kind of what I do on Sundays, is really just plan for the week ahead. I don't see it as work, so I'm not going to be sitting here, for hours on end. It really is just an overview of pretty much everyone's feedback forms for the week, making sure that they've all booked in their check-in calls with me, and then at least I've got peace of mind that everyone is going to be looked after for the new week. Amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. So good. So, before I get completely stuck into this, I thought I'd just give you a little bit of a run through as to kind of like what we're looking at, what's in this meal. So we firstly got a very decent amount of avocado, right? So that's going to give us our fats for the meal. We've got some sweet potatoes, the carbs, we've got some spicy corn, we've got some edamame beans as well. So we're really getting packed for punch here in terms of the amount of protein in this meal. Obviously, we've got a really nice base of the lettuce. We've got some courgette and some carrot sliced up together there. So all in all, we've probably got a good, I would say 500 to 600 grams worth of food right here, predominantly coming from, of course, the chicken. So yeah, we're definitely going to be getting in probably a good 60, 65, 70 grams worth of chicken here with that double serving. So all in all, high protein, high fat, moderate carb, and plenty of nutrients as well in this meal. And then we have a low calorie honey mustard sauce, which is obviously going to bring it all together. So very, very excited. We've got one of these for takeaway as well. We're going to take that back home. And this is obviously, just a bit of an easy representation of what my day-to-day meals look like and ultimately how I put them together. So for anyone that is looking for a really, really healthy place to eat in Canggu, I wouldn't just suggest superfood. The name says it all, but from a price point perspective, these are really, really well priced, especially if you're a foreigner as well. You want nutrition to be a major part of your day-to-day lifestyle, then superfood have got you covered. Their menu is absolutely amazing, but also the opportunity to be putting your own meals together and kind of put what you want on your own plate, I think is really, really great. So all in all, good value for money, and I keep coming back here now for the past year and a half. So definitely going to enjoy this meal. Unreal, baby. So good. All right, guys, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today on today's episode. Please don't forget to like, share, and love. And of course, most importantly, please subscribe by hitting that button below. We've got some really exciting content coming up for you guys next week, so please make sure that you are there. Thank you so much once again, sending loads of love, good vibes, good energy, and see you on the next episode.